From the crew, ladies and gentlemen, James Murray. Murr is here from Impractical Jokers. How you doing, man?
Good morning. How are you?
Very well. Thanks for coming in today.
All right.
I gotta believe that Impractical Jokers, and I hope this is the case, started as stuff you guys were just doing to each other for fun.
That is the way it started.
Okay, good. Because, I mean, I think we've all, groups of friends, have little versions of that we've done, you know?
Yeah, and these antics for me started in high school and stuff like that. And I think the real charm of your show on TV is that you don't come off as performers. You just come off as, friends that are just, messing around. But you guys are performers. You guys are trained, I guess, maybe.
We're potty trained. That's about all we are.
Do you find your fans when you go out and perform live? There's a degree of fanaticism.
It's crazy. It's like a rock concert. It's not like you guys are going to be there that night. It's going to be crazy. You'll see. People come hours in advance. They're screaming. They hold signs up and posters, and they have T-shirts and make weird. Weird voodoo dolls of us and stuff.
In fact, troubling in many ways.
It's crazy. We never expected anything like that because we're not very handsome men.
I think that's the appeal. Like you guys just come across as like everyday dudes.
We wonder, and our live shows usually are like 70% female. And we wonder why. And I think the reason for that is this: if you see Brad Pitt, you're like, oh my god, he's gorgeous, but I'll never get Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
You see the four of us, we seem very gettable. I could get that guy. All four. I'll settle for that guy.
Right,
I think
no effort involved.
I have a favorite bit, and it was the dentist chair bit, and where you guys had people completely inverted. I don't know if you have a favorite bit that you guys did.
That is actually my third favorite bit in the show.
All right.
Yeah, my first favorite was aired a week ago. We had an accomplice. We had a little kid with us. His name was Luke, a cute little 5-year-old kid, and we had to go up to strangers and say, "Excuse me, could you watch my kid for a second?"
Right.
And then in my ear, the guys are telling me why I'm asking a stranger to watch my kid. So the guy said, "Can you watch my kid? I have to go make it rain on them hoes." and the people are like, "What? You want us to watch your kid so you can make it rain on them hoes?" And I said, "Yeah." So I leave. They're like, okay. I run across the street, and the little kid is not an improviser. He's not wearing an earpiece.
Sure.
And then the adult says to him, "Was that your dad?" And he's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "What? Where's your dad going?" And the little kid improvises and says, "He has to make it rain on them hoes." I was crying, man.
I mean, for the people who are unaware of what the dynamic of the show is, basically that's it. It's you are all giving things to the one person who's sent out to do this. And there's unbeknownst to the people in the environment around them, they've got to say things with this earpiece in and you're purposely trying to make it as uncomfortable and as embarrassing as possible.
Yeah, that's where knowing so much about each other, it works to our advantage and disadvantage.
You know what each of you are the most uncomfortable with.
Exactly.
And that's when the show really takes off.
What kind of legal hoops do you guys have to jump through to pull off a show like this?
We get in trouble sometimes, man.
Yeah?
We really do. One time we were filming last year at a grocery store, and Sal's behind the counter, and a woman comes up to pay for her items, and she hands him her credit card. So I said, "Sal, very nonchalantly take out your cell phone and snap a photo of her credit card before you swipe it, and just give it back to her like nothing happened."
Right.
Yeah.
Go figure. People don't like it when you try to steal their identity. She went ballistic. Called 911. The cops came.
Oh man.
We're like, oh man, we're gonna get busted. We're gonna get thrown out. The cops come in. They calm her down. She's screaming. They bring her outside, and the cops come back in. We're like, oh, that's it. We're busted, right? They go, guys. We're fans of the show. Can we take a photo with you? I'm like, yes, it worked.
Because at some point you have to reveal to these people who you are and what you're doing.
Yeah, we have like a whole team of very, very good-looking PAs that go after them afterward to try to talk them into signing the release.
Because that's because you will, all that effort will go out the window if they don't sign the release. Have you ever had something, a bit you were just trying to get something going and nothing happened? No matter where the people that were around the punishee, I guess, were just completely unresponsive.
That's what blows me away most about the show, is that not what people do or how they react, it's how they don't react.
Right.
I can't believe what we get away with.
Right.
You let me tell you, listeners out there of 93.3, you can walk into a bank right now and rob it, and no one will stop you or catch you. I promise you. You get away with anything.
Because it's in a world where you can, like, especially if you're doing it in Manhattan, or you're doing it in the city or any
Yeah.
major city in Philadelphia, people will take a dump right on the sidewalk and people just walk past them.
Nothing.
So how do you get someone who's going to respond the way you want them to?
That's
the key.
You have to know how much you can turn the screws before you get clocked. yeah.
Mertz, great to see you, man.
You too, guys. Thanks for having me
being
in.
here. Let's hear it for James Murray, guys. And Practical Jokers. We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back.